Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Miami Heat, Dallas Mavericks make bold Jimmy Butler trade decision after Luka Doncic exit. Luka Doncic's trade to the Los Angeles Lakers appears to have restored people's faith in the idea that anything can happen. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and pretty much everybody else is now being viewed as a potential trade candidate before the February 6 deadline. One man who has been on the trade block for far too long is Jimmy Butler, as the Miami Heat continue to search for his next destination. Butler wants to leave, the Heat want him gone, and yet, with days to go until the trade deadline, a solution has not been found. Some even started to view the Dallas Mavericks as a potential landing spot for Butler after the Doncic trade. If the Mavs are looking to build a gritty defensive team to challenge for the championship, it does not get much better than Butler, for what he brings to the table on both ends of the floor. He is a proven playoff performer as well, having taken the Heat to 2 NBA Finals and narrowly missed out on a third. Yet, according to Mark Stein's Substack, via Hoops Hype, the Mavericks are not pursuing Butler or Kevin Durant, although Dallas is definitely not done looking for upgrades on the trade market after acquiring Anthony Davis. The Heat seem to be quickly running out of destinations to trade Butler to. The fact that the 35-year-old has a player option for next season does not make things any easier. Somehow, the Phoenix Suns still look like his most likely destination, but Bradley Beal's no-trade clause has made that difficult, and the recent speculation around the future of Durant raises questions about the franchise's long-term plans. Jimmy Butler wants to leave the Miami Heat in order to rediscover his joy in basketball. But it looks like he does not expect to find it with the Golden State Warriors either. The Butler saga has dragged on for weeks now. The Heat have suspended him on 3 occasions already, and yet, there does not seem to be a definitive answer on the horizon, days away from the February 6 trade deadline. Somehow, we have witnessed a Luka Doncic-Anthony Davis trade before the Heat have been able to find Butler's next home. The Golden State Warriors were being linked with Butler as a potential trade destination as they look to bring in another star to line up alongside Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. Now, it looks like that is off the table, as well as Butler does not seem to be keen on a long-term stay in the Bay Area. According to Brian Windhorst, Butler has communicated to the Warriors that he's unwilling to sign an extension there, and therefore trade talks to send him to Golden State have ended for now. The Warriors, Heat, and Butler might all be running out of options at the moment, and it remains to be seen how things play out over the coming days. There are not too many more stars who are expected to be on the move before the trade deadline, which limits the Warriors' chances of getting Curry some much-needed help. On the other hand, there are not exactly a lot of possible trade destinations for Butler either. The Phoenix Suns might still be in the background, but considering they have not been able to engineer a trade so far, it is hard to see anything changing over the coming days, especially with Bradley Beal having complete control over his next move thanks to his no-trade clause. The Luka Doncic to Los Angeles Lakers, Anthony Davis to Dallas Mavericks trade might be the talk of the basketball world right now, but it won't be long before Jimmy Butler's name is back in the headlines as he looks like to leave the Miami Heat. Ahead of the upcoming trade deadline on February 6, it looks like a new team have entered the fray for Butler. The New Orleans Pelicans are seemingly interested in potentially acquiring Butler from the Heat. According to Adam Wells on Bleacher Report, per NBA insiders, Mark Stein and Jake Fisher, the Pelicans registered interest in a Butler trade and could build a firm offer around Brandon Ingram's expiring contract. The Pelicans are believed to have been exploring trade possibilities involving Ingram after failing to agree an extension with the former All-Star this past offseason. The Heat face an even more difficult situation with Butler, who has made it clear that he wants to leave and has been suspended 3 times. The Pelicans are having a difficult season and currently sit at 14th in the West with a 12-37 record, and the playoffs are well out of their reach. Miami, on the other hand, are in 6th position in East. Butler is believed to be hoping to land on a contender though, which makes it even more difficult for the Pelicans to pull off the trade. Heats are in a promising position to make the playoffs this season. However, with the trade deadline fast approaching, they need to find a way to part ways with Butler as his situation is becoming a distraction for the organization. Ingram is a good player for sure, but he is no playoff Jimmy. Dwayne Wade shares eye-opening take on Luka Doncic trade. More than a few eyebrows were raised upon hearing three-time NBA champion Dwayne Wade's stance on the trade that sent Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers and Dallas Mavericks broke the internet Saturday when news broke that Doncic and Anthony Davis were trading places. While most reacted to the trade from either an emotional or basketball perspective, Wade claimed he first saw it from a business perspective. The Miami Heat legend spoke candidly about the deal on his The Why podcast. Wade harped on how much the league at large benefits from the move. He also implied that the NBA's billionaire owners came together to make the amazing business decision to send Luka to the Lakers, the league's most popular franchise by far. First of all, I said to myself, before all the reports came out, I said, oh, no players were involved in this decision, said Wade, via Clutch Points host Wade Pavon. This was billionaire business. This was at the top. The last 12 to 15 years, the players have decided what we want to do. This was the owners, the governors, the billionaires deciding what they want to do. This was an amazing business decision by billionaires to say, this is what I want for now, and this is what we need as a league. You get 10 years of Luka being the face of the Lakers. But you also get to put him with LeBron James, the guy who's been the face of the league, who can show him how to be the face of the league, and also who can show him how to take care of himself the way he needs to take care of himself. It's hard to argue against Wade about the NBA arguably being the biggest winners of the Doncic deal. Aside from the NBA dominating mainstream sports conversations during the week of the Super Bowl, the league's most popular international player in Doncic is set to star for the Lakers for the foreseeable future. But Wade made it sound like he believed NBA team owners colluded to make it all happen, for the benefit of the league. Wade's take is all the more intriguing given that he is also a minority owner of the Utah Jazz and would also stand to benefit from the projected boost in global popularity. NFL legend calls for Heat to acquire $194 million superstar in surprise blockbuster. With mere days until the NBA trade deadline, the consensus remains the Miami Heat are not interested in taking back star Bradley Beal in a Jimmy Butler trade with the Phoenix Suns. This lack of interest in the former All-NBA guard doesn't automatically mean the Heat cannot do business with the Suns. Phoenix has another superstar, Kevin Durant, who is reportedly not off the table in a blockbuster deal, according to SI's Chris Mannix. While Mannix by no means mentioned the Heat as Durant's next home, the report caught the attention of NFL legend Chad Johnson. Johnson took to X, writing, "Kevin Durant to the Heat, thought bubble emoji." It's unclear how Durant could end up in Miami, considering the blueprint for the Suns is acquiring Butler to play alongside him and Devin Booker. Still, the Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers stunning deal proved there is no trade completely out of the realm of possibilities, including Johnson's suggestion. The Heat's front office would instantly fall in love with this idea, as one of their top priorities is to remain competitive in the Eastern Conference. The 36-year-old, 14-time All-Star does just that, as he's averaging 26.9 points on 52.5% shooting in 38 appearances this season. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Kevin Durant? Leave your opinion in the comments.